We're not going to record the YouTube at the moment. It's going to be live, so I'm going to have to cut out the music because they don't like the music that I play because they say it's whatever it is. So I'm going to kind of block out the music now, just so we can go ahead and keep the recording so they can't say that I'm violating something that's already. You can go download it and it said no license required. It's pretty interesting. So I just kind of I'm interested in many things that goes on. So, anyways, so tonight we're here, folks. Tonight with you and everything else. So I just want to go ahead and say hi. Good to see you and everything. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is now begin. And on top of that, don't worry about the dogs barking in the background because that's what it is. We're all home now, working from home. Normally I would be at the office doing this or in the home office at another place. But the thing is guess what? That's not what we have. So this is what we're doing. All right. So first of all, hello, good night to all of you. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here tonight. Tonight's going to be a very interesting one because I've incorporated a few different things. Also, because of the fact I want to show you what it is to have a corporation that has many facets to it, and also showing how the divisions work. When you start building your company and corporate credit to those levels, you begin to see what it is. A lot of people, I mean, there's some people out there that are really great on the YouTube. I saw one guy talk about, you know, you're getting your company started, doing this, doing that, go here, go there. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows all these places. When I say someone, I mean not the people that are looking for to build corporate credit, but people that are building corporate credit. I hope they understand that by you giving them the basics is fine, but what are you going to do for them after? See, we think about after. We think about, in fact, even before the COVID-19 showed up, the people that were with us were already ready for that mess. When it showed up, some had American Expresses at $1 million, $2 million, $750,000. They were able to use those to carry them through, and that wasn't just the only cards they had. All right, and they had. Let me tell you, somebody had, well, a few, but I'm gonna say someone the highest. Someone had $450,000 on Staples. Okay, revolving, no PG. All right. Here's the beauty of the whole thing. Don't you realize it wasn't just about paper? Do you realize when you have a revolving account at Staples, you can go buy, guess what? A Visa, MasterCard. I say don't buy American Express because they really don't like you to have so many gift cards at a time. Because if you buy 4 or 5 or even $15,000 worth of American Express cards and start running them through your machine because it's a gift card, they get all weird and all of a sudden they want to hold your money for 90 days, then 90 days, even if you can prove that you bought it and you have the receipt and you show the card that you use from the business. And they're saying, oh, it's just to protect your whatever it is. And they say you can be in cahoots. So I'm saying that because that happened to me. So I can go ahead and say that about American Express. So I'll be glad for them to go ahead and call me and we can go and handle this because I have the proof of what the stuff that was filed against them and all the other stuff. So the bottom line is, no, don't use American Express prepaid cards. Visa and MasterCards are your best ones to use if you're ever going to do that. But that carried them through. They used some of the cash to do some of their payroll and to get them through with some things until the PPP loan came through the first round and then other things. So they're able to scale some things down, but they were able to ride the wave. They were able to ride the wave. And that's the most important part is you've got to be ready for things. And I'm going to go ahead and as we go on and show you. But the first thing I want to go ahead and say is welcome again to Corporate Credit Blueprints. Also, we want to say we're excited to have you here tonight. Tonight's going to be a little different, like I said in the beginning. I want to play some music, but if I do, they might get upset. See, like this song here, they'll flag it. Yes, they will. So that's enough before they get all anxious. So what I just really want to let you know is that what we're going to do tonight is something different. There are people out there, and I know you're out there because you call the office. Even today, there's a payment plan that we did with somebody, and we do payment plans on some areas, in some cases, and they just started. And what's cool about it, they heard the video several times, and so on and so on, and they said, you know, one of the things is that, you know, that I'm on a budget right now, and this, that, and this is what I can really afford, and all this other good stuff. Now, like I said, if you really want it, you can go ahead and afford a little more. But I don't really believe in doing that to a person, because if you do that to a person, and the thing is that you go ahead and put them in financial damage That'll come back to you and your business. You don't want to do that. You want to put it in a place. I know Tony Robbins, the other guy, I forgot his name, that wears glasses out there, say, hey, if there's a will, there's a way. That's true. But you don't want to put somebody in financial damage to where it'll damage them and it'll damage your business because you really don't care about who and how they come about. We do. You hear a lot of stuff on the, push, go ahead. You could get, and I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you can't. But if you put somebody in financial damage, that's worse than actually working it out with them so they can get something and get going in life. Now, what I mean by that is this. Some people really are in a situation. We have people that have joined our organization and we give them tasks to do to go work and not only do, now these are through our other divisions. Our other divisions, they make the money, they do the calls, they do some of the mailing, they do all the other stuff. And the thing is guess what? They make money now so they can take the money they made and invest it back in themselves, and they start paying for our program. There's some people that come to the program, they want to join, but do you have any work to do? And the thing is that they don't have any work, so we give them work and through our divisions. So there's many things that can go ahead and be done. So one of the things I just want to say to you is just remember, just because you're out there, folks, does not mean you don't have availability on some things. But the thing is, you got to be willing to work. If you're willing to work, the rewards are really great. So, all right. So with that said, move forward. Now, here's one thing I'm going to start off first. For those of you that like flipping houses, you don't have to belong to Corporate Credit Blueprints. If you're either beginning or kind of good at what you're doing and you need money, we have money for flipping houses. We have private money, and then we have other money. All right. These are for real estate investors. You could come here and call us. So you don't have to belong to us. It's through Corporate Credit Blueprints Private Money Exchange. That's who it's through. But one of the things is that you don't have to belong in the corporate building credit part if you don't want to at this time due to the money. But here, it won't cost you anything. You just got to go find your property and go ahead and have it under contract, submit it to us. We'll look at it and we'll give you an answer. And then from there, you can move forward and then do another deal, then do another deal. Once you do a deal, then you can go ahead and do things and then go ahead and join and start building your organization for your credit. See, this is one thing I told you about and before is about becoming the bank. This is one thing you're going to learn about becoming the bank is really, really important to your business because guess what? I'm going to tell you something that people really get upset about. And it's not about, if you hear it this way, it's not the way that it seems. In other words, it's this way. It's this way. It's this way. I'm going to say it again. It's this way. It is this way. And this way is, guess what it is? You're building something for your future. And here's the thing's going to happen. And it's coming within the next 4 years for sure. The money that you save now, you're a loser by saving money. Now, what I mean by that, don't you dare go think I'm saying you're a loser. Don't say that I'm saying you're a loser. What I'm saying is you're a loser, but if you put the money in the bank, you're going to get what? 1, maybe 2, maybe 3% on a CD if you're lucky. And as inflation is going to chop it up. See, you got to remember, millionaires never work anymore. Once you hit $1 million, it's easy. Why? Because now you start using the money to do the slave labor for you. You get off the modern day plantation. Those of you that work for people, see, that's one thing when you work with us, you're not working for us, you're working for yourself to get yourself ahead and get yourself moving. And one of the things you want to begin to understand is that what you're doing is getting yourself ahead because of the fact that you make things happen. You're making things happen. And on top of that, you are really doing really well. Why? Because now when you can fix and flip a house, right here, here's what we do at Corporate Credit Blueprints. If you can fix and flip, or maybe you want to do option contracts, whatever you want to do. I have buyers for those option contracts from you. Here's one of the things you can do with your rate and terms. There's things you can do with the business. We have funding for purchases for refinance for multifamily properties, multifamily loans. We have the specialists to take care of that. You can leverage your portfolio, grow your real estate empire, whatever it is you want to do. And now you're still part of the Corporate Credit Blueprint family, but in a different arena. And you get to see how we use our divisions to grow and help other people grow. Now, with this here also, we have, you have 2 units and up to same day pre-qualification, cash out, refinance, rate and terms, unsecured bridge gap funding. All right. There's all kinds of stuff we have. All right. Now, if you're going to fix and flip loan is the best business. 90% loan is to cost on the property. You get 90% loan cost on property, purchase 100% loan to cost on rehab. Think about that for a minute, folks. Now, particular this one product, you have to have a 680. You have to have a 680 score on this one product. This is the same product right here. This is a continuation. If you found an amazing house to flip and you need an amazing lender, hey, it's Corporate Credit Blueprints lending department. All right, it's one of the divisions now. All right, our fix and flip loans is the best business. We were in this before back in the early 80s and the 2000s, and then now we're back in it again because this is going to be the next 4 years is going to be the bomb. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be the sizzle, whatever you guys say. I don't know. Okay, so I just want to let you know. Also, there's many things. You get closing, no prepayment penalties. All right. Also, your fix and flips. You have a bridge loan specialist. We have specialists in the areas that need things to get done. All right. We'll help you bring your house to flipping business to the next level, whatever that is. Also, another thing is this. There's tons of inventory waiting to be fixed and flipped out there. There's places to go to get them out there. Now, we also, if you don't have the contracts, we'll give you contracts, but you'll have to go to your attorney because it has that nice watermark to make sure you just don't think we just gave it to you and say, well, they told me to do this. No, we're not going to do all that. You're grown-ups now. We're going to give you the words, go check it with an attorney or somebody, or you have to retype it out, however you're going to do it. All right, just letting you know. Also, another thing, like I said, you get approved on high-level fix and flip loan programs, and once you begin to get the feel for us, you can do whatever you wish. We have buyers for your flips. We have buyers for your option contracts. We have buyers even if you want someone to partner with you, however you want to do it. All right, because here's the thing. We really want to let you know that, see, when you have a corporation, we're going to show you tonight here what you can do with it. All right. Now, also another thing to let you know is this. I want to go ahead and give you a definition about Dun & Brad. So I'm going to bridge into something else. This was just the first part to let you know that Corporate Credit Blueprints is going to even show what else it does under the divisions. And I'm going to tell you, one of the things I tell you is, guess what? Is homes, houses, all right, real estate. These are the things that makes a difference. Because some of the things that we fund ourselves, here's one thing when you carry paper, I told you before, it's going to be about contracts. It's going to be instruments. Negotiable instruments are going to start carrying the weight of the money. The GDP is already under that particular rule besides the oil. It's using negotiable instruments to hold up the money. When the new money resets, it's all going to be negotiable instruments. If you're not in the corporation business, that you're carrying paper on some items, whatever it might be, even doing some financing for some of the people, and some people pay up front. I'm not saying not to change your program if you have a pay up front policy, which is perfectly fine. I'm just saying when you don't carry paper, the thing is guess what? All right, music again. So now the thing is that when you don't have paper, the thing is you don't have currency. Money is going to be a liability pretty soon, and in negotiable instruments, debt is going to be the money. Really hear what I'm telling you. I know you might not understand this. Let's get to Dun & Brad. I want to give you a quick explanation of Dun & Brad to let you know really how it works. This is for some of the new people as well. But I want to say is this. The exact definition from Dun & Bradstreet is the D&B Paydex score is a Dun & Brad unique, okay, you got that, unique dollar-weighted numerical indicator of how a firm pays its bills over the past year based on a trade experience reported to Dun & Brad by various vendors. Now, some people tell you that vendors don't report. Well, yes and no. Why? Well, this is what they don't tell you. There are companies out there that will go ahead and gather the data for you, and they put it underneath their umbrella, and they report the data to Dun & Brad and Business Experience for you. Of course, there's a monthly fee for that service, but they can grab all the stuff that doesn't report, and they verify that you paid your bill on time and everything else. There's a process you have to go to get it done, but once you get it done, every month they call because you're supposed to pay those bills on time, and they report all that, and it just increases your Dun & Brad. I don't care if you only have 3 items. Cell phones. Do cell phones report? Which ones report? Who can tell me? Who can really tell me? Fact checkers again? Okay, you gurus out there that are experts in building corporate credit. Where are you? All right, I call you out. All right, I call you out. Why? Because why not? You're supposed to be the gurus. You tell the people who pay which telephone, which means which cell phone company reports to Dun and Brad, Business Experian, or Equifax, not Credit Safe, not all the other 15 other little reporting agencies. I'm talking the 3 ones right now, not PayNet, not all those other, not all the other ones I talked about before. No, tell me which one. Tell me which one. You got my information to go ahead. I dare you. All of you gurus out there teaching people, which ones report? Which one? This is the reason why I say, and there's nothing wrong. I have nothing against them. But what I want to say is a lot of them don't tell you. They tell you get a phone, but you get a phone, okay, under the corporate, it doesn't report. How about your electricity? How about your bill that you pay for your internet service? All those things, lights, gas. How about if you have let's say, how about if you have a private lender that lends to you money like I just talked about for the real estate, and the real estate doesn't report that because it's a small loan, right? Maybe 80, 90, $500,000, half a million, whatever it is, $1 million, 2 million, 10 million, but they don't report. Now, what if you had a company that contacted them and says, hey, are they paying on time what they've done with you? And they tell them information. Yes, they have, Then that company reports that. This is what I'm talking about, folks. We've been around a long time and seen everything come and go. All these new kids on the block, the youngsters, you want to say. I'm old school, if you want to talk. That's how they call it, old school youngster. I call it old school, middle school, and youngsters, all right? We have these youngsters out there that know everything, but yet they haven't been through the storm to weather it. They don't have no idea really what Dun & Brad really is. Yes, they changed some of the stuff, so what? That doesn't matter. But I just want to really let you know, we have a lot to offer you in ways that you can go ahead and not only grow, but you'll grow financially, mentally, emotionally, socially, spiritually, inside of the whole thing. You'll grow because there's a difference of what we do. Now, also another thing we see here, there are big differences between business paydebt credit scores and an individual FICA consumer score. By the way, that FICA consumer score is going to change this year. I think it already has. I haven't really checked too much on it because I have another department that handles that. Oh, by the way, we never tell you that. We do have also personal credit repair, but usually when people join up with them, we'll give them the information to do stuff. Also, if they get to the higher level, then we do all the paperwork for them. And even, in fact, we even advertised on Facebook that, you know what, we want to go ahead and just do, there's a special project that we want to do that we have is on Facebook on Corporate Credit Blueprints, and it's about a project that we're only looking for anywhere 12 to 20 people maximum. All they got to do is pay a one-time fee. All right. This is just take care of just really the processing paperwork, is to go ahead and we'll do the work to straighten out your personal credit for you. You don't have to even join. You don't have to join. You don't have to join, okay, the Corporate Credit Blueprint side of it at this time, because we want to fix everything up for you so you can join later. And then at the same time as you join, we'll show you how to keep your credit fixed without putting yourself in danger with your company as well. So that's another thing we're offering to go ahead and do for you. Another thing is this. So we're in many areas. See, we actually been doing the credit thing since 1985. All the stuff we're showing is really a lot of old school stuff. They just put it in sheep clothing now. In other words, there's just a change. Now some information's changed, like the personal FICO score. That's going to change, and then understanding what the areas in life are like. Okay, how does unemployment affect scores? People don't understand that. All right, but anyways. So in other words, the FICO score has a range from 350 to 850. A paydebt score is 0 to 100. 100 is the highest score you can get. Now, one thing that we did learn today as well is that on the Dun & Brad Street for sure is for sure. With 2 confirmed Dun & Brad people, 2 confirmed, not what the people tell you. You really have to know they report. Your job as a founder of your organization is to dig to make sure. We give you the information that we know that does work. all right, that they do report. Okay, but some of those are you're gonna everything that you do in corporate billing your business credit, you're gonna need to pay for the service. I don't care if you go to Uline and order something and they give you a 30-day net. Well, you have to find out, do they report in 90 days or do they report in 60 days or do they report in 30 days? This is your job, even though we tell you one thing, it could always switch. We had some companies, strategic, they changed up on us. They did report for Dun & Brad and business experience, but now we understand they changed from, you have to go to another tier level to go ahead and belong to it. If you go to a tier 2 or something like that, then they report to Dun & Brad and business experience and Credit Safe, I believe, on one of them. So it's not one that, for me personally, I won't put my people there now. I would tell them to get out. Why? Because it's not serving the purpose of what the owner says and also what their I'm going to say their office manager says. Two different things. So, and also I have proof that it hasn't shown up on some of the people that we've been here. Dun & Brad did tell me, and I also got it from another reliable source from Dun & Brad. And that reliable sources from our people, I always encourage them to check. The day someone went and checked today, and they got back and they confirmed what I needed, what I had known, and is this: you have 2 Dun & Brad reports, 2 Dun & Brad. It takes about 90 days though, even for 2, because you figure you get in, the time they report, time it gets in. The guy said it takes roughly about 90 days, and it can happen in 30 if you get in the right time. They told me. But you really have to call them and find out exactly when do they report, exactly when they're going to review, when you pay, then you can get it. 2 times. You can end up with a score in 30 days. But you really have to call them and find out what it is. You really have to call them and find out what it is, where it is, and where it goes. So those are one of the things you want to begin to understand, is that we do have the things and areas that we do. And on top of that, you might be seeing me being distracted for a moment. And the reason why I'm distracted is because I have a little water issue. So anyways, I spilled some water in my bottle. I spilled one bottle of water. But anyways, so the thing is, I just want to let you know, folks, again, like I said, this is live. We don't hide nothing. So we're human like you. We spill things. At least it's water and it doesn't get all over the computer and stuff. But anyways, what I just want to let you know is that everything that we do is, that's why you get to see me right now. You get to see me disappear. You get to see me be distracted so I can pick up the thing. It's all real. This is not, we're not going to go ahead and let's edit this. This is real. I spilled my bottle right here. All right. So normally I have the lid on, but I didn't put the lid on because I was been talking and just put it aside. So now I just want to let you know there's many things that can happen. But Dun & Brad says you can have it reported, but now you know who really reports on you. Now you got to call the people back and say, hey, look it, based on Dun & Brad, you haven't reported yet. Because Dun & Brad will tell you. Now the person that had a good conversation with him as well too, did tell them, hey, you know what? They report, and they asked them, why haven't you reported yet? And that's the information they gave him, is that based on that, they haven't reported on you yet for them to report. They have no reason to lie. Dun & Brad. So just remember that you can get it done in 30 days. You really can, if it's done right. So the thing is, it's your job to keep on them. And I have to do it too. Believe me, I have to do it all the time. The fact, the more accounts you get, see, here's what you think. As a business founder, you think there's not going to be any work. There's going to be more work, because the fact you're starting a business and you got to wear all the hats. You have to wear all the hats. Eventually you get to a point, you're going to have someone that strictly deals in all this, and they're checking every month. Okay, is this going, this paid on time? This is going on. They call Dun & Brad, the facts, business experience. There's that you must keep on this, because they can always report something goofy accidentally. It's not a perfect world, folks. Not a perfect world. Okay, so now we get to a little bit on Dun & Brad, so that's cool. Now remember, it takes 60 days to establish a positive payday score. Now 30 days is, you can really, if you hustle, but a lot of people, they just don't. Okay, you got to buy right away. You got to do it right away. You got to, you can't, if you wait, you're going to wait a long time to have the stuff that you need show up. So anyways, it only takes 60 days to establish a positive payday score. It does, but you've got to, like for instance, I'm going to give you, here's one. The, all right, was it Crown Office Supply? You pay them a monthly fee, and then they're going to report. They do report. Pilot J, they do report. All right. Pilot Flying J, the gas place, they do report. When I say right away, they report when you pay on time, and they report. You pay bad, they report. I had an experience with Uline. Uline did report, and some people say, not Uline, I'm sorry, not Uline, Granger. Granger did it right away. There's something that we bought, we knew the price, they just rounded it up. It was $235 and they put $250 on there. So we know who that was. And then there's other little things like the Crown Supply. They report $89. You buy one thing once, and then from there you can kind of slow up a little bit and just buy maybe once every other month. But they keep reporting you're paid, and you're paid good, whatever the credit line they give you. All right. So another thing, you can do it in 60 days. Another thing is this with your DUNS number. Your DUNS number is going to be your follower. Your tax ID will be your follower. Remember this, even if you have one score on your business experience showing at 85, there's some places you can go to and apply and get it because of that score. And if you've been in business a long time, and of course you've got to have your, those of you who are doing your business meeting this year, your LLC meeting this year, or your unincorporated meeting this year, it's time to go update it to the price of what you estimate you can do. Remember, you can always project at a corporation, but an individual cannot project. A flesh and blood breathing man or woman cannot project. Now, a corporation, LLC, can project. Don't you always see it in other companies? They do the projections. You have the same right as they do. The only difference is that you are going to have a different projection. Here's the thing. Anyone who's been over business over 5 years can project $1 million. You can project up to $5 million if you've been over business for 8 years. As long as you're doing some business and doing what it is, you don't know. And I'm not saying to go ahead. If you're sitting there and you're not doing nothing, then you can't really do a big projection. But based on your business history, on your life skills and other areas you have, you can do a projection at least up to 5 million. And the projection is not claiming that you making the money. Now, there's some things I share in the business arena on our private side, but there's some things you can also work out with the IRS to go ahead and do a positive projection, and from them, and you will actually get a document from them showing that it is exactly what you said. And there's just some kind of agreements that you make with them. And folks, there's all kinds of stuff you can go ahead and do. But now here's one thing about this. Dun & Brad, this is where you're working on a positive score of 80 or more. 80 or more. The next thing is this, of course, Corporate Credit Blueprint, who can help you build your business credit with no personal credit check or guarantee. Now, if you want some of those areas, eventually here's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need, and I say need, you're going to need to correct I don't care. Here's the thing. I don't care if you filed Chapter 13 or a BK in the last 60 days. Once it gets on there, then there's some things you need to do with LexisNexis and everything else, and also Sage to go ahead and take care of that situation. That way we'll go ahead and take care of the problem for you. And on top of that, it won't be a burden on you because you can have some of it taken and removed. There's some things that we show you that we have the document from the Fair Credit Trading Act that you can use, and it must disappear. Folks, all I can tell you, we have a lot of fun. All right, we really do. But anyways, also another thing, if you go down to corporatecreditblueprints.com and you'll receive your free ebook. You just put your information in there and you click the download, get your free ebook, all right? It's about building and structure your corporate credit to help you set up. Now, we already told you about building business credit with your vendors. So what I want to tell you is this, guess what? I'm going to disappear. Now, with that said, I reappear. Okay, so building unbeatable business credit starts with 7 vendors. Okay, I gave you 1. Here's where you're working to. You're working to get to the middle part, the Walmart, the Amazon, the Staples, the Apples, Lowe's, Ford, or it's a what do you call it? Vehicle leasing program. All right, fleet leasing. Now, also another thing is this. There's the thing called the CEO Creative. 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 Now, With that said, guess what? That's another one for the beginners when you're beginning. When you're beginning, you want to go to that one. So that's two tonight. That's two tonight. Crown, Office Supply, and the CEO Creative. It's another one where you can apply, and there's a fee, but now you have them reporting. Put it this way, even if they didn't charge a fee, you still have to buy something. So you're buying a membership, and they report. You got to buy something once from them. And then from there, you can go ahead and every other month or whatever, however you work it out. But it's not on your back so heavy. But now they report. That's another company that does report to Business Experian, Dun & Brad, and Equifax. Some will report to all three, some report just to two. But those are two right now. And Pilot J, that's three. Now they do report. That's the investment you're making in yourself. Now the other ones you want to go ahead and look at is the reason why you want to get 5 so you can start applying for the staples. You want to start applying for the gas cards. Here's one thing. If you don't have a car, you might want to go ahead and get a gas card and just go to the gas station and buy something. Buy something. Buy a hot dog. Buy some milk. Whatever it is. What you want to do is go ahead and buy that stuff so you can go ahead and guess what? You can go ahead and get the credit reporting. The gas cards are the best ones to get in the beginning because that keeps things alive. There's some gas cards you can get in the beginning, like Pilot J. You got Zuma, or Zoom, I believe it's called. And then there's another gas card that, even though if you don't have the depth that they're looking for, or what they require, the thing is, ARCO BP. Now they work in territories. Some areas of this country they don't work in, so you won't get approved. Now, the ARCO BP or the BP MasterCard, you probably can apply for. You just got to check if it's actually in the same area. Now, BP, what they'll do is they'll call you up and say, we can't approve you, but if you give us $500 up front, we'll approve you because they require you to be in business for 3 years, and they require this, that, and the other thing. Now, but what's so nice about it though, when you give them $500 on that ARCO BP or the BP card, then they give you 3 times the amount of the credit. Now, this is what they're being done so far. So I don't know if they stopped doing it yet, because we've already got ours and we got the credit line on that. So the thing is, this to students now when we tell them, because we only check once a month to see if they're still doing the same thing. So now you can go ahead and apply and find out, and there's no credit ding on you when your corporation applies. You don't personal guarantee it, and if you're going to do it, you get 3 times the amount. You give them $500, you get $1,500 credit, or you give them $1,000 and you get $3,000. But here's the thing you want to begin to do. This is building. You're investing in yourself. You're investing in your organization to get the corporate credit you're looking for. At first, this is the most challenging task there is in the beginning for anybody to get this done, to figure out it's not reporting. I know I'm paying on time. I know I'm doing this. I swear, it has nothing to do with you. Keep paying on time. It's something in the system, which means on their end, not yours. Now, I don't encourage people to call Dun & Brad because Dun & Brad will try to sell you something. But I do encourage you, if you have the courage not to get hung up with Dun & Brad when you talk to them, just tell them, you know what, my boss told me to call, or call, your name. My name is, Joe Hofendorfer, and I'm the CEO here, and I'm just calling because of blah, blah, blah. And I just want to find out, right now we have this company here that we're working with, and Uline or whatever it is, and they haven't reported. Do you see it anywhere? Why hasn't my number showed up? And then they'll tell you why. All right, we don't have any record of it. Oh, okay. And they're not going to tell you if they report to Dun & Brad. They're not going to give you that kind of information. They'll just tell you that we don't have any record of it. Well, okay, cool. Well, as far as I'm concerned, they have no record of it. And they say, and they told you when you applied with them, because you might have called them up and say, who? That's why I always tell you, before you even apply. Now, some things tell you, something changed. Like, for instance, the Zuma Office Supply and Strategic Office Supply, they both changed. That happens. That's life. Oh well, spilt milk. Let's go forward. Now, the thing is, once this happens, you can call them up. Anyone you're going to apply for. Sometimes they might tell you just on their page, but you can still call up and verify. Hi, hello. I'm thinking our company's thinking about applying with you. Do you guys? Who do you report to? Do you report to Dun and Brad? And do you report to Business Experience? Oh yeah, yeah. You do it once a month, twice a month, whatever it is. You know. Also, if you're on a 15-day net, it's twice a month. People don't realize that. Now, here's the beauty. One thing about this is, guess what? The most awesome thing there is, when you call to find out, you'll know. You'll know. You'll know. So when you apply, you know what's happening. They tell you once a month, then ask when do they report? They report on the 5th of the month. Cool. Do I have to have my invoice paid with you by what date? 1 day before? A week before? 8 days before? 15 days before? What is your cutoff line so I can get reported that in the next following month? This is your job as a CEO or the founder of your organization. This is your job. Now, we might tell you this, but remember, things change out there. Things do change. Now, there's a lot of other areas that don't change, but that's one area you just got to remember. It does change. Unfortunately, it does. I mean, once a month, that's when I'm on the phone. Usually towards the end of the month, they can't really get a hold of me. I disappear a little bit because I'm on the phone checking things, and I have one of the girls on the phone checking some stuff to make sure, okay, great, has it changed? How about the reporting? What about this? What about that? How many times do they have to order from you if you're a membership site? Got to pay a membership fee. Okay, how many times do they have to report? Is it just one time, or they have to order something the first time? They say, well, okay, it's a membership plus they got to order the first time. All right, then how much they have to pay up front? Well, they're going to pay like $149 plus $100, and then they're only going to pay half of that. Oh, okay, great, up front. All right, cool. Then you got another bill for another 30 days. Okay, good. These are the things that you want to begin to learn, and this is what we teach you. Yes, we do tell you, but also, again, it's your job to establish the knowledge, knowing that you called, and it does work. Now, we have people in our organization, they call a lot, and they call and tell me, hey, I just talked with Dun and Brad today, and they told me this. Oh, okay, cool. They verify some of the things I heard. So one of the most beautiful things is that whoever you're with, they should be telling you this, because then you can call, and when you have your own private meetings on the side, because we have a live meetings weekly, and then we have them on the side. It's not, I don't put them on YouTube. So anyways, the thing is, you just want to get yourself educated, because when you start doing that, then there's some other stuff we're going to start teaching you about the cards, because there's information in the back of the cards. And what I mean by that, there's information in the back of the cards who takes care of certain cards. I'm looking at my cards. So I'm going to find the one cards. They tell you who backs them, and also who is behind the works. If you take a look at the back of your cards, you'll see who backs them. You'll see what bank, Citibank, whatever bank backs them, you'll see. All right. So one of the things I want to let you know is that when you do these things, what you do is that you get to go ahead and see who backs the card, and that goes from any business card you have. Inside of that, it tells you who it is. God, these are such small writing. You won't be able to see it. And then they tell you the other areas in life that you can go ahead and do, and that they're really tiny. Doesn't really, geez, they're tiny. All right, now they find you a big one. So now what happens is that you get all your information, and on the cards, like for instance, if you have a gas card, it might tell you who's backing them. Now, who's backing them on the gas card? Let's say like Flying J. See, it doesn't tell you, but it tells you who it is, but it tells you it's very tiny in the back. It's very tiny in the back of the card. And I don't know I don't know if you can see it, but it's attempting to come out somehow. Hello, let's see. Well, okay. Anyways, enough on that. So what I just want to let you know, they tell you that we teach you in class what to do, because we're going to show you how to call an underwriter and how to get pre-approved before you apply. Now that's the trick. Can you do it? And if you think you're not a talker, you best learn how to be a talker, because that is going to be a big key, especially when you start getting to the Walmart, Amazon, Staples, Apples, Lowe's, Best Buy, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. You're going to find out who the backers are of them. And then you'll be able to call the underwriter and talk to the underwriter about certain things, since you're part of the family. And you're going to be able to ask me, hey, what do I need to do to get myself pre-qualified? Is this, that, blah, 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 whatever it is. And we show you. And it's a skill set. This is what we used to do live in the live seminars. Now we do it live in the webinars. And you have to have at least 4 cards to go ahead and even do this. You need 4 cards, whatever it could be, 4 gas cards, or 4, it could be a MasterCard, it could be a Visa, it could be just a Staples, it could be a Home Depot, it could be a Lowe's, it could be a Sam's Club. Now, it could be a Walmart. So these are the things that you want to begin to look at, what you can go ahead and do. These are the things that people should be telling you about, but they don't tell you. All right. Now, let's see. So where most people do fail that I've seen that have come to us as well, say, well, I tried it before, it didn't work. Well, it didn't work because of the fact is that they didn't work. And since they didn't work, that means they were lost. That means they because I have some people even call and tell me, hey, I had this person, they were working with me, all of a sudden they said he's not there, then I went to somebody else, they gave me, and then all of a sudden their whole business went into the witness protection program. So the thing is that we're here. Why? Because of the fact, now we only like dealing, pretty soon we get to a certain point and then we stop dealing with, we'll just have, that's our base. And then when someone either graduates, moves on to a better, whatever, they say, okay, I have enough credit. They understand how to build it. They understand the line of the vision. They know how they don't want any more enhancements. Not a problem. Cool. They know where to come back to. They're always, like you said, they're a graduate, if you want to say. But there's always learning, always updating, always. Since 1985, I've been learning and updating. If you're not updating, what do you know? You've got to be updating. This is a business that if you're not updating, you're dying. But yet the experience that I have gives me many ways to teach people compared to the youngsters. The youngsters they have all the basic stuff. They have with the 7 vendors, the 5 vendors. You have these, and don't get me wrong, they're good. But now what do you do to go ahead and show them other things in the arena? You know, there's got to be more depth to when you're building credit. It's not the surface stuff. The surface stuff is easy. You want to start getting into areas like we have people that will have these kind of credit limits. The Fleetman, BJ's, Lowe's, Apple's, Roof Plus, Ford, a Flying J Pilot, Dell, Best Buy, Costco, Sears, Office Depot, Murphy, what's a gas station. All right. Now, Sprint, Amazon. Sprint doesn't, as far as I know, Sprint still does not report. But if it does, tell me if I'm wrong. I would like to know. All right. Tractor Supply, Exxon. All right. These are all areas. Sears. Sears was once around, and it's still around online, for as far as I know. Costco, because I don't have a Sears card. That's why I'm saying it. Shell, all the 70, Union 76. These are all things and limits that you can get. Now, Ford, $185,000 approval. Now, I told you that there's someone that actually got the cars done, and I talked to him, and he's going to allow me to go ahead and say who he is next week. I got to sign something and give it back to him. But yeah. The thing is that he has these Ubers, folks. Get a load of this. You could be a person underneath the bridge. And if you have a driver's license that's current, okay, you can walk in, go online, and apply for the credit for the car to do the Uber. It's all set up. And when you get paid, all the money's taken out for Uber and for the payment for the car. And you have a nice car, and you either keep the car or you just do it for a day or two, make some money. It's all paid out of the car, and whatever's left is yours. Everything's done. The maintenance on the car, insurance on the car, the vacuuming, cleaning. He said he doesn't want anybody to do a thing, just to drive and make their money. Get a load of that. And all from fleet pricing, from building corporate credit, folks. How genius is that? Think about it, folks. There's a lot you can do. When you have that money just sitting there. Now, remember this, to stop waiting for the bus with money. It's not coming. Like I said, the building's burning and no one's coming. What are you going to do? You must drive your dream. You must drive it. We can't drive it for you. We can tell you, here's the keys to the kingdom. The keys are right here. The keys are right here. The keys to the kingdom. The keys to the kingdom, okay? So now, you're either going to use them or let them sit there. Yes, you have to do some work, unfortunately. Anyone that tells you get free corporate credit will be lying to you. I offered a free course, but not free corporate credit. One time I offered a free course to see who would have enough courage to take the free course. Well, I'm not going to say anything about it, but the thing is, it just shocked me. Wow. Then I did a ridiculous thing. For the free course I gave away, that free course, also we included $90,000 of reporting to Dun & Brad, no, excuse me, SPFE, Business Experian, Equifax. It was 30,000, 30,000, and 30,000. No one jumped on. Nobody jumped on. And I don't have a problem saying that, because here's the thing. It was, all they had to do is give their time, and then of course they had to spend money to go ahead and do their company, or even unincorporate it, either $160 down to $35 in some states. All right, and then get a tax ID number, get a phone number, get a small website. We have some areas you can get a good website built for very inexpensive. About my it's Inos, IONOS, I think. They're real good, very inexpensive, really good. And you can get a domain name for $1 a month. So that's $12 a year. Excuse me, $1.04 a month. That's it. Come on, for $1.04 a month, and then you can afford it to whatever you want it to. So here's what I want to let you know. We have many ways to go ahead and get you started. You just got to remember, you got to stop wasting. You got to stop waiting for the bus with money, looking for the right program. See, here's one thing. You want a right program online to do business with. Those of you that are thinking about house flipping, then you know what? We already told you, and we got you the, excuse me, we got you the business. We got you the money. See, it's not the money that stops people. It's the someday syndrome, or waiting for the bus with money. Hey, I've been there before myself. I promise you. And as you grow, you hit a wall. You kind of sit away in the bus. You once you hit a place, you can't stop. That's when you got to really grow the most. When you start getting complacent, I got this. You're dying. You can't get complacent. I am going to my grave at 104, 105. I tell everybody 105. They say, what? If I could go 125, I'm going to 125. On my 125th birthday, after I blow the candles out, that's when I'm just going to say, see you later, and just go. I'm done. But why not? Life's too 125 years is nothing. Think about this. If you live 125 years, you're going to be dead forever. Which one's longer? Okay? My grandmother used to tell me, you don't have time to get sick. You can be sick when you're dead. And I understand it now, what she means. All right? So you drive the dream. You drive it. Who else is going to drive it? I can promise you, say, free corporate credit. You hear it. Here's the thing, take it. You say, oh yeah, I'll take it. Really? How would you work it? You wouldn't know what to do with it. You wouldn't know what to do if you already had it set up for you. You think you would. You haven't been, you remember, the system designed you to be broke. Not poor, broke. Because broke's temporary. Poor's permanent. Broke's temporary. But they designed you to be broke so they can go ahead and keep you on the modern day plantation so you're happy with the check. Even if you get on the, what do you call it? The unemployment, stuff like that. Nothing wrong with it, but don't get used to it. Start building. Build now while you have it. Because eventually it's going to go away. Build it to the same amount you're getting now. And then build it a little more. Those you think about real estate. Well, I tell you right now, you don't have to join us. In the real estate, we got the money for you. You just get it under contract, bring it to us. Okay, here's what you can do, and we'll even give you a little coaching on the side. Well, I don't have a contract. We'll send you a contract, retype it. Because we don't want you to say, well, they gave it to me and told me to do it. They told me to run the red light. Oh, they told me to do it. No, we didn't tell you to do anything. By the way, we're not even here to be your attorney. We're not even here to be your financial advisor. We're not even here to be your CPA. If you want a CPA, we have a great one. Actually, two. One of the things I want to let you know about this whole thing is that it's easy, folks. It really is. You make it hard because here's the thing. I know if you have the budget for the, like say for Crown office supply, you're gonna have to wait to pay for that. So that's a month away. So that's what I'm saying. It could take you anywhere from 30, 60, 90 to 120 to 180 days because some of you work on a budget. But you want to get the ones, the two that are going to report for sure. You definitely need to have a gas card. Gas card, gas card, gas card. It will report. That's one of the most important things. I don't care if you have to fill your friend's car up and have him pay you so you have the money to pay the bill and then ask him why. Because I'm building my corporate credit. I don't have a car, but I have a gas card. Tell you what, how much? Let's go to the gas station, fill up, and you pay me the money. Cash at me or give me cash, one of the two, or Zelle me, whatever it is, a debit card, whatever. And now you can do it. See, there's no reason why you cannot get it. This I'm talking. Those are excuses not to win. I'm telling you, the good Lord didn't make you to lose. Promise you. It's the world that designed the system to have you lose and not think out of the box. They teach you how to answer one answer in a box. One answer in a box instead of a buffet of answers to get where you're going. Again, stop waiting for the bus with money. It's not coming. Even when the people that tell you online, hey, you know what, get online business, we have it ready to go for you. Even I have to applaud them because there's someone that say, I'm telling you, this is not get rich quick. You're still going to have to do something when we give it to you. You still got to set this up and do this. And on top of that, then it's, you know, it's not like overnight. They've been saying that, which I'm really applaud them. They say, okay, in 2 days, and some they give you some cases where someone made $500 and some odd dollars, $600 in a day, and so on and so on. All right. And also on top of that, there's some people now that just beginning to show their actual statements from the bank and actual IRS forms. One thing I say, when someone says, I have made, not credit, I have made this much, then you know what? Then you got a person that's doing the testimonial. Then do the testimonial with a form from the IRS where you filed your taxes to show really what you made. Who cares what you paid in taxes? You can black that out, but what you really made. And no phony baloney. This is what I'm saying. This is how you know someone's real. You watch. They're going to start coming out more with that. Why not? You guys are buying these programs, you know, put this down, you know, this, that down, blah, blah, blah. And then, okay, great. You know, you're going to do great. You're going to do this. And all of a sudden, you hear it all the time. These people get bombarded and then there's nothing there. So they go in the witness protection program. You've got to understand, if you're going to do with a big home-based business, or you're going to do a business at home, see, this is not a business. You're going to make a business out of the money you have, which means you might buy yourself a franchise. You might go ahead and start something. You might get into something that is really real. At least if you don't and you lose the money, you can write it off. Thank the Lord for that. But if you do it on the personal side, you can't. You're all pissed off, upset, mad, angry because they took your money. This way, if they take the corporation money, at least you have one benefit. You get to write it off the top. Get to write off the money. All right. Here's another thing I want to tell you. Here is, you want your dream? Here's another thing we tell people. We're going to show you when you get this particular little product right here, we're going to show you how to use a line of credit. We're going to show you how to use your line of credit. Yes, we're going to show you how to use your line of credit. In your line of credit, we're going to show you how to go ahead and daisy chain into the CDs. You're going to take a line of credit and take it and get CDs. That's going to help you up as well. That'll also show that you have money in the bank. And on top of that, you don't use it to go buy yourself a Maserati because it's not yours. You're going to go to the bank and get a CD, and then you're going to ask to borrow against the CD. I don't care if it's a $2,000 CD or whatever it is, whatever credit line you have. The thing is guess what? You take the credit line and you put it into a CD, you borrow from the bank from the CD, and they give you a credit line. Now you have two credit lines reporting, and you have a CD that's an asset. Then you go open another CD. You open at 3 banks. All right. The reason why I say $600,000, let's say each one was $200,000 a piece. You open up a CD, three CDs is $600,000 a reference, or it could be $2,000. So it'd be $6,000 a reference. Just remember this: an application equals money in the bank and more corporate credit. Here's the other thing: you got assets and you have the scores. That allows you to have more. Guess what? Credit. It gets you more when you apply for a visa and stuff. We're going to also, another thing we're going to show you. See, here's an old school way. And this old school way definitely gets you a lot. But a lot of people want the microwavable business. They want the microwavable corporate credit. That's not going to happen. Now, you can buy a company that supposedly has all the credit, but they still got to take that person that built it off. So what's going to happen then? And I know I'm doing all this stuff when I say incorrectly. I'm not using the YouTube etiquette, because when I do this, okay, or I do this, okay, hey, folks, this is real. If you want pretty, here, I got a nice shirt on, okay, that I got on, all right? I'll wear a tie, maybe a red tie next time or something, I don't know. But what I'm saying is this. Here, see, look, I'll show you. Okay, got a nice shirt, there you go. Now, you're going to learn how to borrow from, even if your credit's so bad they won't give you credit, they'll give you credit because you have a CD, because you're not going to use it in your name. Oh, there's one thing I want to show. Oh, there's something on the web. Someone had the nerve to put this up, and I'm offended. Remember this: corporate credit, tax ID, and a DUNS number. It does not have any clues to your ethnicity. It doesn't care if you're from Mars. It doesn't care what part of the planet you come from. Somebody had the nerve to put, you know what? There's no way no one could be prejudiced against you, because when you apply, you're applying in the business name with a tax ID and a DUNS number, and there's no relationship, nothing about any kind of ethnicity who's attached to it. So whoever wrote that today, I saw it on YouTube, and I'm like, what? Are they serious? I don't care if you're a man, woman, whatever, if you got an operation to be somebody else, it doesn't matter. Oh, another thing I like to say is this: military guys, get in and start building your business credit. We have something special for the military people. I don't care how you are, whatever's going on, you can get something going. You really can. You guys are really missing out. I would love to have 100 of you, because you have some great discipline, you'd follow through, and on top of that, you have a lot of benefits that you receive for opening up a business. You guys could kick some booty, no matter what it is. So anyways, if you want to open up a nonprofit still can go ahead and get corporate credit. Don't worry about that. Now, what was I going to say about, oh yeah, old school credit. Guess what? Old school credit. There's a way that we show you how to do the old school credit besides just doing it online. And more likely, you could get approved maybe once or twice from the same lender based on how you submit. And the old school is way better. The electronics is electronic. It's just get the score, get this. It's not always that way. There's some things you can have no score and you do it right and have the references here. These references, if you have these references, you know what's so awesome? You don't even have to have a score. These references here that are in the bank showing, because now guess what? You'll have credit lines. And let's say they're not reporting yet. These references right here will get you the credit that you need. Hello, but they don't tell you that. But a lot of people don't want to deal with this because it takes some, put it this way, it'll take you a whole day to go to 3 different banks to get it done. And most people in the US are lazy. Again, microwavable. But if you're really up to having a big, strong organization, you really got, when you're in our courses, I don't want to talk about it too much and give it all away. But the thing is that we show you how to do it and put it together so you can win. But one of the things is, if you're going to be lazy, then guess what? You're going to get what you're going to get. You're going to get what you're going to get. So As you can hear, you get the dogs barking. They're saying, yes, hallelujah, go with it. They want doggy credit. They want doggy credit. They want doggy credit. So with that said, this is the awesome thing about being home, working out of the office. You get to see real life thing goes on. It doesn't stop. It doesn't affect us. Why? Because we all have things. And you might think, oh, that's not professional. But guess what? It might not be professional to you, but I tell you what, I guarantee you this much, we can go ahead and show you some things that a lot of people won't show you how to do it. And those of you already have companies, call us. Let's do a doctor checkup on your business. Let's see where you want to go. Let's do this thing. You guys, I understand you might be faithful to who you're with, but what are they teaching and showing you? Just the basic stuff in life? What you've heard already, this has to be more than you've heard in a long time, or maybe never. Learning the steps, all we want to do is repackage your whole life at our weekly workshops. We're packaging everything else so you can have what you want to get where you're going. Do you really think you have what you want? Do you think $1 million in corporate credit's enough? Are you nuts? Even 5 million is not enough. When you get to 10 million, then you kind of got something going. And 10 million is not hard to get. Can you move it around? Yes, of course you can. Some of them you're not going to be able to use it because you're not sure what to do with it. See, the thing is, the dream has to be bigger than you and scare the holy moly out of you. You've got to have something that's going to get you out of bed because it scares you if you don't get out of bed. Something big, not just because you want something to work, something so big that, man, if I don't get out of bed, I'm going to be like 10 weeks behind. Building your corporate credit should be one of the first things, almost one of the first things before you get out of bed. As soon as or just right after your feet hit the floor, it could be the second thing. This is something that will get your family and everything going where you want to go. You can get involved in all these other businesses that you see online. You might find one that really does work and you write off the other. But you won't bring the pain home. Now, like I said, you're going to learn with us never to bring the pain home. Bringing the pain home is what people they don't teach you how. I have not heard it no, I heard it one. I've heard it once. I hear it once a week, I believe. But again, the youngsters, middle schools, even some of the old schools don't even talk about it. They don't know the structure deep enough. This is my own personal opinion, because none will ever even call me and say, hey, I know it. And I say, great, explain it to me. See, everyone thinks, well, if I give the knowledge away, I won't make any money. Man, there's so much money out there for everybody. You can give everybody on this planet $2 million a piece. That's $7.5 billion. 7.5 billion people on the planet. You can give them $2 million a piece, and you'll still have plenty of change left over. I don't understand the mentality of selfishness. I don't get it. Maybe once I was in my life, probably. I'm not going to deny that. But you know what? Before, they used to even keep it a secret. When I first started back in '85, it was such a secret about corporate credit. Oh no, you almost had to go ahead and sell your family to go ahead and just someone tell you, okay, it's a tax ID. Well, what's after that? Oh, we can't tell you that. It's like a big secret. There's no secret out here, folks. That's what I'm saying. In the training, we tell you all the stuff. That's why there's one person I won't say anything about yet, but I will mention his name since he's out there a lot. And he's #1 out there on the YouTubes all the time. All right. And he prides himself of, because all the stuff he has is all beginner stuff, though. There's no depth. There's no, put it this way. Let me ask you a question. If you were never to bring the pain home and didn't have to worry about, okay, it's not working out, and you had a line of defense, would you worry about your family? As long as the money you're making, you're saving for the house, so when things come up, and then getting your personal credit back in order because you sacrificed it and you went crazy trying to build your business and you went in the hole and now your credit's kind of funky. Guess what? Corporate credit will pull you out. Then you finally get yourself straightened out because we'll assist you in getting you straightened out. Here's the beauty. What we want to let you know is a one-stop place in certain areas, like the real estate. We have the money. You don't even have to join. You don't have to join. There's no monthly fee. You don't have to do anything. Just join. Okay, great. I have this project. Great. Send us. If it's under contract, we'll give it to the underwriters, and they say, okay, this is what it is. That's what it is. And then we have, of course, you have the list that you need to fulfill, the funding list and everything else you got to have. And those are the things you got to fulfill. And there's a temporary application you got to fill out once the underwriter says, okay, great, let's go. All right. And some places, they like for instance, if we go the private area, if we go private money on a home, you're going to have to, there's a fee on that. It's $197 to pay for the underwriter fee, and it's part of the they do the internal appraisal on that to see if it's even going to be worth doing it. If it is, then we'll get the full appraisal. Here's the thing I want to tell you. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, you're going to spend something. Why not spend something that's going to make a difference for you so eventually you can have a franchise? Even if you want a McDonald's, it's still a good business to get into, but you're going to need about $2.5, $3 million bucks. But you can have it in corporate credit. Come on. Oh my God, it just drives me bananas that you get this. Oh, how can you say this? The YouTube is awesome. Inside of what the information they're giving you, some of the youngsters and the middle school and some of the old school guys are not giving you stuff to win with. They're just giving you the basic baby formula instead of the meat, the potatoes, the vegetables, the dessert, the nice iced tea or a tea or a Thai iced tea. I like Thai iced tea. So all those things. Where's the depth to protect you, though? Oh, we don't have to worry about that. Really? You don't think so? Well, I'm going to tell you what, when the other COVID shows up, and I don't mean it has to be a sickness, you're going to see it show up in ways you never thought of. And I told you guys in before what's happening with the reset. That's not a joke. And I talked about the negotiable instruments are going to be the backing of the money. GDP, most of it now is backed by, guess what? Negotiable instruments and oil. Now, again, if you hold a contract on a house, you can sell some of that interest off for money now. Or you can negotiate where they give you half the principal, you own the other half of principal. There's many things you can do. Once you do a owner financing yourself, there's so much ways you can make money off that thing. Man, you're going to pay at $100,000, you're going to pay about $175,000 on it if you're holding it from somebody. That's what they end up paying you after 30 years. Why not monetize it in a way that needs to be done? There's a lot of stuff for you to get it done so you can make money in the moment. If you want microwavable, that's one of the quickest ways you can do it. You can go ahead and go, then you can take some of that money if you want, go to Bitcoin. But remember, Bitcoin, there's nothing backing it, and it's not backed by anything. So it can go up as far as it wants, and it can go down as far as it wants. So you've got to be prepared for that when you go to Bitcoin. Now, things are going to change with it. You watch in the next 36 months what happens to Bitcoin. All I'm going to say is when you put in Bitcoin and you make some money, pull your profits out, leave the bases in, and put your profit in the family side. And also, those of you who like to trade, my God, haven't you even heard of this yet? Oh, we have several people. They set up the corporation, they get the corporate money. Hey, if you even have a $500,000, you can go ahead and take $250,000 of the cash credit, open up a division, a trading division, and start trading. And go check with your CPA when I'm saying this, because I'm not here to be your CPA or your attorney or your financial advisor. We're only coaching and consulting for what I know, what our people have done, what I have done is that you can take $250,000, open up a division, and whatever you lose, you can write it off. And I don't mean like as an individual, the corporation get to take it off the top. Just saying. Go check. You're going to learn about your business. Why you're going to learn. This is where you're going to learn about your line of defense. You're going to learn how the SS form works. And I don't mean SS like back in Germany, even though sometimes it seems like it, doesn't it? Oh, folks, go back and look at the history in the early 1900s and compare it to now what happened in the voting situation and what's coming up. Take a look at it. You'll see something that'll just kind of like, it'll drop your jaw. It'll drop your jaw. I want to just tell you this. History does repeat itself if the people don't say anything. Corporate credit is one of the ways you'll protect yourself from what's coming up. Really, you will protect yourself from what's coming up because the corporations are allowed to do things that you, as a flesh and blood, living, breathing man or woman, sentient man or woman, can't do on the personal side. Remember, your personal credit was never meant for you to go ahead and have the luxuries that they keep telling you. I got it. Clean your credit up. Get this kind of money. Make and get bigger, higher cards. And then, yeah, there's nothing wrong with floating them around, you know. But remember, they can take that line from you. If they take the line from corporate credit, you have enough corporate credit, you still have the same line. All I want to say is this: you want both arenas in your life. Excuse me, both arenas in your life to line up. You want both arenas in your life to line up, which means your personal credit and your business credit. Remember, you're going to get 5 to 10 times more than you're ever going to get with your personal credit. Why? Because business needs credit. You don't need credit as a person. That's how they look at it. I don't care if you have an 850 and you have a million, 1.2 million reporting on your personal credit. There's going to be a point that it stops. It really is. I'm not saying you can't have a good life with it. If you have 1.2 million, if you really do it right, you can float it around right. But the thing is, you still have to make money to go ahead and pay it. Now, the thing is, you can't write some of the stuff off. You can learn for what we teach you here from the CPA. So we'll have a CPA come in and they do a demonstration. We don't record it because that's one of the agreements we have. But she'll tell you things that you can do that's in the books. I mean, even the IRS rule 179, a lot of people don't even know what that is. And the IRS rule 179 is real awesome, especially when you're first beginning. Actually, every year, because it allows you to do some stuff that you can do with. And you look that up. That's why I'm not going to tell you what you can do with it. But the IRS 179, you can go on and look at. In fact, let me tell you, what if I told you were able to write off a $25,000 car that you paid for brand new? They say, what can I get for $25,000? Well, you just might want to shop around, my friends. You can write the whole ticket off, okay? And there's a way to do it. And there's a rule in the IRS 179 that tells you. And she explains a lot of those things too that most people don't understand. See, we're not here to go ahead and just give you corporate credit. Forget all that. That's chump. They're not teaching you, they're just treating you as a chump. We want to make sure you go out there in the battlefield because you're going out in a battlefield against the system. The system that designed the corporation to win with, and they designed you as a person not to win in the personal credit arena. This is why they keep you on the modern day plantation to go ahead and have you work for somebody. Then you work for somebody. Now you become a slave to them, which means you're whole. Okay, great. I got overtime. Oh my God, thank you. I remember that. I used to work for the railroad. Man, I used to work for the railroad. I'm telling you, way back in the day. And I'm going to tell you this much. Boy, you're talking about working for a modern day plantation and you're hoping just to get overtime to bring, $50 more home a month. That's insane. I started reading off Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and then of course, The Richest Man in Babylon, and then start going to a lot of these other seminars I don't mention. But yes, let me tell you, you've got to keep working on this, and you got to also keep reading the Word as well. I promise you this much: you will get yourself way ahead, and even no matter what happens, you'll have something, a leg to stand on. Your personal credit will not hold you up all the way. Now, with that said, I told you, plan on problems. Problems are coming. Problems are coming. So, safety credit is this. Safety credit is your personal credit, all straightened out. We have at least $100,000 to $200,000 worth of credit. That's the full lines all together, and the maximum you should have spent is only 25% of that 200. You go any higher than that, you're going to get dinged, and they're going to go ahead and watch what they do to your accounts. They get panicky. They cut your count down. Whoa, too much, because now you're doing it 60, 70%. Whoa. No. So that's what I'm saying. You've got to understand. It's the line of defense that we work with. Now, like I show you, we're going to show you how to use a line of credit to go ahead and build your asset base. Now, we're not here for legal, for accounting advice, any of this, but here's the line of defense. The line of defense is this. Here, let me ask you this question, folks. No one even thought of this. Now, this is why some people get mad at some people. Let me tell you, Go, some of you fact checkers, do me a favor. Go dig and send it to me. Even my own people that work with me, even my staff that works with me, even my IT guy, go dig this information up. Dig it up and see what the Fortune 500 had did during the first PPP and see what they're going to do with the second PPP. Small businesses, correct? Isn't it possible that Big A company, whoever Big A could be, they now create brand new divisions, or brand new subsidiaries, or brand new fictitious business names, okay? However you want to call it. Now remember, a DBA of a corporation is a DBA of a corporation. A DBA of an LLC is a DBA of an LLC. So as long as it's connected, it's part of the family. But hold on, now they all have their own tax ID number, their own DUNS number, and everything else, and everything that need, what else they need, which I'm not going to tell you. But here's the thing: since they're a brand new company, is it possible, since they understood the rules back what happened in March, now they set this business up knowing that it's possible that a new PPP was coming out? So they set it up back in February of last year. Could they not now get a PPP loan for each one of these divisions? Because the big one can't. They want for small business. Could they not have it set up as small business, which now would fund what they're up to? Folks, think about this. Think about this. Your division could have one of these. Your division can have one of these. And I'll set up, and guess what? All three can get the PPP. Because own tax ID number, their own checking account, own everything. Own DUNS number. Folks, this is not illegal. It's just what it is. And this is why some of you get pissed off, upset, bent out of shape, mad, angry, because you don't know this stuff. And the people that are teaching you aren't teaching you this. And again, your accountant, your attorney, your financial person, they all can go ahead. You can check with them whatever you want. We just coach you and consult you, telling you what we do and what our people have done. Folks, I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. Because as long as you don't go ahead and move it around, which means you got to keep it in the same place. You can't move it up to the mother company, because that's like, no, you don't do that. It stays down in those companies, and you use it for those companies. You grow those companies with that money. So just remember, if you do any fraud, you can't get around that. You cannot get around that. Promise you. So that said, guess what? Again, here's someone that got a business loan. They're refinancing, all right? Revenue financing. Now, revenue financing is another thing. Once you have revenue coming in, they'll give you money based on the revenue, not based on, put it this way. If you just started your business today and your revenue was in the last 3 months were, let's say 200,000 a month, they'll definitely give you 120, easy, with no credit check, nothing, because you have the revenue to prove it. Especially if you were doing that business before and now you just incorporate it. So there's many ways to get finance, folks. There really is many ways. So with that said, I want to say thank you very much for being here tonight. Thank you very much. Tonight was a little long, but I wanted to give you all that information. Again, for those of you who are all in looking to flip houses, again, give us a call. You don't have to go ahead and sign up to go ahead and be part of the corporate business. And after you get done, maybe you will. Who knows? But at least we can have a business relationship together. All right, folks, I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for who you are. Remember, you do make a difference in life. You are special. Each and every one of you not only deserves the dream, you just got to go chase it and go get it and stop waiting for someone to bring it to you, because you already have it in here. You have it in your heart. Let's go. We're right here with you. You're ready to run with you. So I just want to say thank you very much. You have a great